So there's no worksheet with this lesson. I know you're all very sad about that, but there is a program that goes with it, and it is quite handy for testing. So I just want to go over some efficiency points. So the example program we're going to work with is about what bonus candy you're going to get. So it's going to first ask you how many points you've got, and then based on the points, so if you had between 0 and 100, then you get a jellyfish. And if you had between 100 and 200, you're going to get a coconut wheel. And if you have over 200, then you're going to get a wrapped candy. And I don't care that this does not correspond in any way with Candy Crush. It's not disturbing me. So the first thing that we should do to improve the efficiency in this program, you can see the little change there, is we should make them into else ifs. If you recall, as soon as you add an else if, it skips to the end of the program once one of them is true. So that will automatically improve efficiency. In this old version, it would run the first if, then it would run the second if, then it would run the third if, every single time. But now in this version, if the first if is true, it's done. So then the next thing we're going to do is in the last condition, we might as well make it the else. Because if it's not the first one, it's not the second one, well, it's the else. And I do a lot of crossing out of the if condition in the final case. If it's an else, just leave it as an else. The next thing we can do is we can get rid of these lower bounds. Because they run them in order, the first one will run, if it's less than 100, they're going to get a jellyfish. And if it is less than 100, it'll then stop running everything else. So that means we don't need to test it again in the second one. We can simply test the points as less than 200. So it's very uncommon to need an and when you've got a nice little ladder like this going with the 100, 200, and over 200. So just put in if it's less than 100, do this. If it's less than 200, which will put them between the two, do this, and then otherwise do the next one. And then do you notice that these lines of code are really repeated in each branch of the if? That means that we should move them outside the if, and the part that is changing each time. So in the first time it says jellyfish, and then congratulations on your jellyfish, coconut wheel, congratulations on your coconut wheel, wrap candy, congratulations on your wrap candy. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a little variable to store what kind of candy they're getting. And then we'll move the output lines outside the if and simply fill in the variable into those lines. And that cut us down a whole bunch of lines very quickly. The last one is a bit subtle. We can also remove the else condition entirely. If we make the else condition be the default value at the beginning, wrapped candy is in there. And then if it's less than 100, it'll change to jellyfish. And if it's less than 200, it'll change to coconut wheel. But if it's greater than those, it will stay as wrapped candy. So that will mean that we don't need the else condition at all. So that is about as far as I can get that down. So if you see, we had all these lines of code. So first what we did is we made them have else ifs. Then what we did is we reduced the Boolean expressions to just have the last part, so it makes just the ladder. Then we took the common elements, like the system.out.printlines, and we moved them outside. Then we made a default for the first variable value. And those put together will nicely bring down your postal efficiency program. Okay, so good luck at your programs today, and I'll see you tomorrow.